This is a European honeybee. These little insects can travel up to 6 kilometers from their hive in search of nectar. And here she is on a sage. Even though bees are generalists and visit a host of different flowers, they seem to have a very particular love for purple and blue. This is because they have trichromatic cones for ultraviolet, blue, and green, meaning they can see those colors more distinctly. And flowers have co-evolved ultraviolet nectar guides to help bees land. Meanwhile, bees can find these flowers by detecting their electromagnetic field. And the shorter the flower, the better it is for their little legs to not waste energy. Every worker bee is female. From the day she was born, she has fulfilled various tasks for the hive. But at 3 weeks old, a spike of juvenile hormones suddenly floods her brain, and she takes off to become a forager. She will spend the rest of her days searching for water, pollen, nectar, and resin. Which of these she decides to look for depends on how much sugar she can tolerate. All of these resources have vital roles in the hive, especially nectar, which they use to produce honey and feed growing larvae. These buzzers work extremely hard. Starting at 6 a.m., they rise from their slumber and get busy. But their level of productivity depends on both external factors, like the weather, as well as in-hive conditions. Rainy and cold days make it difficult for these cold-blooded troopers to be active, because without the warmth of the hive, they risk death. Although, still very little is known about what changes their foraging habits. Bees are very efficient at getting what they want. Moving like a tongue, their specialized mouth parts, called a proboscis, scoops up the sweet nectar. The bee then carries her findings in one of her stomachs, or in the case of pollen, she stores it on her hind leg back to the hive. If a bee has found a particularly sweet bunch of flowers, she will let her sisters know through body language. This is known as the waggle dance. It is a set of movements bees perform in the hive to each other, pinpointing the position of a flower. Scientists have only recently decoded this incredible signal due to their unexpected complexity. The distance is indicated by the duration of the dance, and the direction is oriented in relation to the sun. These foraging bees help flowers reproduce by taking their pollen from place to place, and more than a third of the food we consume is pollinated by bees. As they are one of only few insects that rely solely on pollen and nectar for food, they are a vital keystone we must preserve if there is any hope of saving our ecosystems from a greenless dystopia.